guys, it is me, Stace. I am back again today with another Friday PIP, which is our Pinterest inspired project. Today we're making a card. This is called a four-fold. Opens up like this, then again like that. Super fun to make. Alright, so the first thing you will need is some cardstock. You want two pieces. The first one is 5.5 by 11.5. Second one is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to bring in our trimmer and do some scoring. So on your larger piece, you want to score that at 1/4 of an inch. I'm doing on this side on my trimmer because it's easier to find. So 1/4 inch. I'm going to flip it around. So now my 1/4 inch is over here. And now we're going to score it again at 3 3/4. Get that lined up. Score that. And our next one is 7 1/4. So it's 1/4 inch, 3 3/4, and then 7 1/4. Alright, now with your 1/4 inch score mark at the very top, you want to line up in your trimmer at the 5/8 inch mark. I'm taking my blade and bringing that up. We're going to cut down to that last score mark. Now if you want to, you can score this and then cut it. I just think it's easier on my trimmer. Alright, so it's going to look like that. Okay, take your scissors and just go ahead and cut that piece away. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold this up, starting with the 1/4 inch mark. I'm going to accordion fold it, so I'm going to go back this way. I'm just making sure everything is straight. And we're going to go this way with it. And my trimmer needs a new blade, so my paper at the very top is kind of crumbly. Just taking my fingers, rubbing that across a little bit to get rid of some of the crumbs. So if your trimmer is like mine and you need a new blade, you may want to just take your scissors and cut it. Alright, so we have that done. Now we have it like this. You want that flap on this side. We're going to take the other piece for the card base, and again this is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Taking my glue, I'm using Art Glitter Glue. I get this from Made It. I'm going to put glue almost all the way to the top, about a 1/2 inch or so shy. I'm going to take this piece and put that on that little flap. Get it lined up nice and straight. Give it a little squish. Alright, now we're going to take our scissors and cut that little flap off. Just going it from this way and then on the score mark. Okay, and then when you fold it all up, we have, it looks like this. Okay, now I'm going to ink up my edges. I'm using a brown ink from Stampin' Up. It's called Tip Top Taupe. I'm going to ink all of my edges. This may be a long video because there's a lot of stamps, a lot of layers, and now a lot of inking. You know, it's funny, when I first started out with making cards, which was a few years ago, it seemed like everybody was in inking. Every card I seen had ink on it, or they inked the edges. I don't do it a lot, but I do like the dimension it gives. And I'm using two colors of ink. I'm using a blue and a brown, and I want to bring more of that brown ink in. Okay, let's go along the top here. That'll kind of disguise my little paper frillies there for my trimmer. Okay, so I'm going all the way around. And this card does fit into a normal A2 size envelope, which is nice. And I like making, you know, different kinds of cards that are folded differently because it's not your same card all the time, you know, so I do like that. Okay, let's finish this part, then we'll go in the center. Our last one right here. And then lastly, this side of it. Okay, we're done with the inking. Let's go and see how we did. it looks pretty good. All right, now let's talk about our layers. Like I said, there are a lot of them. We have 3 different pieces. We're gonna start with our cardstock first, and I'm using blue. Let me grab my cheat sheet. You will need 1 of these that measure 4 by 5 1/4, 2 that measure 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, 2 that measure 2 1/2 by 4. Then we have our white cardstock. You will need 1 of those that is 3 3/4 by 5, 2 that are 3 by 4 1/2, then 2 more that are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Then we have our pattern paper. You'll need 1 that measures 3 1/2 by 2 3/4. Now if you are using a directional paper, the larger size is the one that goes left to right. So in this case it is a 3 1/2 inch side. Then we have 2 more that measure 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. Again, the 2 3/4 goes left to right. Our 2 smaller ones, we need 2 of these that are 2 by 1 3/4, and the 2-inch one is the one that goes left to right. All right, now we're gonna bring in our white first and do all of our stamping. And the stamps that I'm using is one of Mamie's. It's a large one, really fun. It is called Celestial. Isn't that a cute one? We're gonna be using a lot of these images. We're using this greeting there, that image, the seahorse, this greeting, that greeting, the shell, the starfish, and the bubbles. All right, so I'm gonna first start with the larger white one. I'm gonna bring in my card just as a reference point. All right, so I need the seahorse, which are already on my block. I need the bubbles and the greeting. I'm gonna bring in a piece of scrap paper. I'm gonna grab my blue ink. This is just Stampin' Up! Lost Lagoon. It's a tad bit too dark, so I'm actually gonna stamp on and then stamp off. So I got my seahorse, inking them up really well in that blue ink, stamping off and then stamping on that piece there. Let's grab our brown for the greeting, and this greeting says, "The seahorses gallop in their funny little way, and I am here wishing you a wonderful day." All right, which way is this going? Here we go. Open the brown ink. Just make sure it's going the right way. So I'm inking that up really good in the brown, and hopefully I can get this on here to where it's straight. I'm going to bring it down toward me. So I apologize, I'm off camera there. And am I straight? Not too bad, we'll leave it. All right, let's grab our bubbles. And again, that's blue ink, stamping it off and then stamping on. And we'll do right there. Okay, so we have that layer done. Now we have our 2 other layers, and these measure, what do they measure again? 3 by 4 1/2. Again, I want that seahorse. So I'm going to ink it up, and that blue, stamp off. Now I'm going to stamp them kind of on an angle this time. I'm going to ink it up again, stamp off, and then have them come up on the side a little bit. All right, and then we have the seashell, and that will be the brown ink. And this is just the stamps that I'm using. You know, you guys can obviously use any stamps that you like. I'm here basically just to share with you guys the card. All right, let's go ahead and put that one down there like that. That layer is done. Now we have the starfish and the brown ink. Inking that one up. So a lot of inking and a lot of stamping, but you can of course leave them plain as well. All right, so we got that one down in the brown. And I have the greeting that says, "Make a wish on a starfish." And again, we're going to go back in that blue, inking it up, stamping it off, and this time I'm stamping it on an angle. I love it, I don't need to worry about being straight. Let's grab the bubbles, just to break up some of the brown a little bit. Okay, that layer is done. Now let's work on our smaller layers, which are right here. And this one is going to be just bubbles. Easy. Okay, that layer is done. Now for the front, I'm using the treasure and the greeting that says, "I treasure our friendship." And I'm going to do the greeting this time in blue. Inking it up, stamping it off, stamping it in the upper left-hand corner, a bit of an angle. And then we're going to grab the treasure, and that'll be in the brown. So you can see on this card a lot less brown is going on. That's why I chose to ink the edges. All right, we're done with the stamp and the inks. So I'm going to close that up. And let's work on our layers. All right, so we have this one here and this one. Grab our glue. Oop, left the cap off too long. I'm going to take your pin, put it there through there, and just give it a little bit of wiggle. That'll unclog it. Okay. This makes a really cute card for just about anybody. You can make it into a birthday card and have one of these pieces here be like a pocket. That'll be a fun idea. Okay, let's put this one on there, hopefully straight, centered, and all that good stuff. If not, it was meant to be that way, right? All right, let's grab our next two layers. And the paper I'm using is just an old one I had. I got it from HSN. It was like a 6x12 pack. Okay, that one's done. And I chose blue because of the ocean theme. And I chose the brown ink just to, again, break up the blue. A lot of blue is going on. Okay, that layer's done. And our last two layers here. Then we're going to go ahead and add the paper. And you don't have to stamp it this much. You can just do like a large greeting on the inside. On that very last panel, the larger one. You could do a greeting there. You can leave some blank. Yeah, my husband and I last night, I said I want to make this card. These are the stamps I want to use. What do you think should go where? So this card does have his influence on it. Alrighty. Get that on there straight, centered. Alright, now let's grab our paper. And again, the larger size of these are the ones that go left to right. And I'm using a double-sided paper just to make the layers or each panel be a little bit different. I think I got a clog on that glue. Okay, let's go to put this one on. Now the original pin that you'll find on my blog, as well as all the sizes you'll find there as well, they had this pattern, the paper, be in the 1/8 sizes, and I'm not a big fan of working in 1/8, so I just customize it to where I can do, you know, normal sizes. All right, this side we're going to flip the paper over on this panel. Let me go and unclog that glue. Something's going on here. Okay. If you're using this glue, which is really good glue by the way, and you find it gets clogged or it's not running smooth, just take the whole tip off and soak in a cup of hot water for a few minutes and it'll kind of unstick everything. Alright, this one's also going to go the opposite direction. So I'm going to put glue on this side, just so it's not all the same. See, the glue's not coming out again. I'm going to squeeze it, I'm going to get a big old glob. Yeah, I can feel there's definitely a glob in there. I can feel it. I'm going to just try to finish the video with making it work. All right. So put this one on there. And then these two we're going to have the other direction. Then we're just going to assemble our card. So not bad for a card. So a lot of layers, but so it's a different card. You know, one that'll be when you give it to somebody, they'll be like, "Wow, you made that?" You can say, "Yep, I sure did." Alrighty, I love that image and the starfish. They're my favorite. But that stamp set has so many. Do you all see the mermaid on there? Look at that big mermaid. Really pretty. All right, we are done with that. Let's go ahead and assemble the card, shall we, before my glue no longer works. Alrighty. You can also use an ATG gun for this. I'm out of tape, and I've been out of tape for a while. It's just so expensive. Come on, Stace. There we go. There we go. Victory. All right. Let's pop this one on this side. Give it a good little squish. Next we have the seahorses. That kind of goes with that saying there, where the seahorses gallop in their funny little way. That's why I put them in different directions. That's going to go on this side, just like that. Give it a little squish. And then the starfish one. Is going to go here. Okay, and then the bubble one. Oh, there's some room here. Okay, this one goes on this layer. Covers up that little flap we created. Okay, we're going to flip it over and do this one. And then our card's done. What do we have time? 16 minutes? 17 minutes? Thought for sure it'd be longer than this, but pretty good. Alright, give that a little squish. Now let's see how we did. So there's the finished card. I love how you can see all the blue, you can see the inking. I treasure our friendship with a little treasure there. Bubbles here, make a wish on a starfish with the starfish and bubbles. And then just a seahorse and the seashell, and then this one here with the greeting that says, the seahorses gallop in their funny little way, and I'm here wishing you a wonderful day. Alright guys, there you have it, our Pinterest inspired project for today. Any questions at all, please let me know. Like I said, you can go to my blog, lovethatbug.com. I will have all the measurements there as well. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.